Hey everybody, we are live. My name is Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today I got a brand new guest for you guys. I got Mike is here, Jiggly Thrift. How are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. Had a nice productive day. I'm ready to talk some reselling.
Okay, awesome. So go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience, just in case they don't know who you are. You're going to tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and let them know what it is that you do.
My name is Mike, but I go by Jiggly Thrift here for my reselling personality, I guess. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I kind of got into reselling. Well, it was part time. I had two jobs at the time, and then one thing led to another. I had one job and was doing reselling on the side, and then I had no jobs and I was doing reselling full time. And that's just been my adjustment the past couple. My first day full time was July 1st of this year, so it's been working out so far. No complaints.
All right, awesome. So talk to us a little bit about your background. On my channel, we kind of dive into people's backstory a little bit. So tell us a little bit about what happened before you became a full-time reseller. Because you mentioned you worked two jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching one of the live streams and I saw that you had injured your knee. So tell us a little bit about what happened, because it wasn't like it was pre-planned where you're like, man, on this day I'm going to quit my job and go full-time. It was just one of those happenstance type of things, right?
Yeah. So I started selling Pokemon cards part time on eBay. Just it was kind of whenever they started getting like hot, I guess, with reselling a Pokemon. And I listed a card and it sold in the amount of time it took me to uncross my legs and stand up from the floor. I listed it right on my living room floor, and it sold almost immediately. So I was hooked from that point, but I wasn't convinced I could do it full time yet. So I was working part time as at a dog grooming shop, and I was working. I never told anyone that. I always told everyone about my other job, but I was working part time at a dog grooming shop, and part to full time with it, like a automotive car parts place. It's called it a salvage yard. You pretty much just get in wrecked cars, take parts off the cars, and I would do a lot of the like inventory and parts pulling of like the sold parts, and it was a lot of physical labor. So I had fallen twice last winter, and yeah, I just kept walking around, but my knee, it wouldn't. The swelling would go down a bit, but it just wasn't comfortable. So went in. They told me for an MRI. They told me I had a torn ACL, MCL, and PCL, and pretty much I'm going to be out for like a year. So I got the surgery. I needed it done because my leg would like almost collapse inwards whenever I was just standing still. So I needed the surgery. So I got the surgery and recovered really fast. But I couldn't keep up with like the day in and day out like full time job, like physical labor type stuff. So uh, yeah, July 1st I went in, gave my 2 weeks, and my boss said, pretty much best of luck to you. And that was my last day. So I didn't even have to work my 2 weeks. And I just had, I was starting out a fresh new month, starting out a fresh new career, I guess you can call it. And it was scary, but it's all worked out so far.
Yeah, man, I can kind of relate a little bit. I was working in a factory at General Electric driving a forklift. And back in the day when you drove a forklift, there's steering wheels here, but in order for you to see, you have to turn this way. So
Yeah.
your back is like twisted and you're driving like this. So my whole spine was like twisted. So I had to go
Mhm.
to the chiropractor and have them do adjustments on my back. And they were like,
Yeah.
holy crap. It's like, I've been a chiropractor for 30 years. I've never seen no one's back this screwed up before. Because when your spine is twisted like that for 8 or 10 hours a day, and you do that 5, 6 days a week, your back tends to stay that
Yep.
twist, that direction. So yeah, I can relate when
Exactly.
you're like working and it's nothing you're doing wrong. It's just like, man, you're just, wrong place, wrong time, and you're just putting in work, and sooner or
Exactly.
later your body just gives out on you, bro. So I can relate a
Yeah.
little bit with being injured on the job, and you're like, man, I'm doing the best I can, but after a while you're just like, look, I'm out. Take me out the game. I'm out. I'm injured.
Yeah.
So let's say hello to a few people here in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Thrifter Sifters is here. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. I want to give a shout out to Cali Reseller Louise. I don't have his link, guys, but he's close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys go and support Cali Reseller Louise and help him hit 1,000, I would appreciate it. Flip the World is here. Well, I was just talking about you. I hope you're having a good day. And Dixon's Pixons is here. I caught his live stream the other day. So thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. Kevin Vasquez Reyes is here. He says he loves your name, Jiggly Thrift. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. And I want to give a shout out to Zach is here. Utah bought and going. He says, hey, Jeff and Mike. He was just on with me yesterday. So if you guys missed it, you could catch the replay with Zach. And let's see. Flip the World says, I heard the shows his knee scar. He gets discounts at the thrift store. I don't think it works like that. I could be wrong. He says people hand Mike cash when they see him in the parking lot. And Utah bought and going says ACL surgery is rough. I've had it 3 done. So yeah, man. But that's life, man. That's like, it's funny when you're young, you feel like you can get hit by a semi truck and you'll be fine. But when you get older, it's like these aches and pains start creeping up on you. So I want to give a shout out to the Flippin' Sports guy, and Kelly Reseller Louise dropped your link in the chat. So I want to talk to you, Mike, about we're talking a little bit about your journey of switching from being a part-time reseller to a full-time reseller. But I want to talk about you being on TikTok, because that's where people know you the most. I mean, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, but people know you the most from TikTok. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I have no clue what happened. I posted a video one day about like Dansko clogs, because that's what I primarily sell shoes. That's kind of what I've switched to since I've gone full time. But yeah, I made a video about Dansko clogs. I was just here working by myself, lonely one day, and yeah, I made a video. It got like 4,000 views, and I was impressed. So I posted another one, got like 2,000 views, and then I posted my third one, and it got like, I think it's at 650,000 views, and I was hooked after that. I mean, I've never seen numbers like that in my life. So I just, from then on, I was hooked. I hate to say I was like, I wasn't chasing like a certain number or a certain number of followers or anything. It was just so odd. And then, yeah, soon after I started doing like YouTube shows like this, and I just really enjoy talking about reselling. And it's just it's like, I guess TikTok has really showed me that I made the right decision by going full time, and this is something I'm passionate about. So that's where I spend most of my time. And yeah, I post, like, I'll do a video for TikTok and then I'll post it to YouTube or Instagram, because I know not everyone has YouTube or not everyone has Instagram. So I just kind of try to post it around, try not to, post like boring content, but I try to post it so everyone has a chance to see each video.
Yeah, so Mike, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. I talk to people a lot on Instagram, back and forth to other resellers. And we talked a couple weeks ago, and you were just like, I was just like, how's it going? And you're like, man, I'm just kind of chilling, taking it easy. Because you were talking about how when you were working full time, you and I guess your wife, both you guys put in a lot of hours, and now you can kind of work at your own pace because you're full-time resellers now. I assume, is your wife a reseller as well? Does she support you?
Absolutely. She's very good at spotting stuff in the thrift store. She's more like, I guess, level-headed, I would say. Like, I get in the thrift store and I'm like, in
like this, like,
yeah,
straight ahead.
She'll go and grab stuff that I've missed or point out broken or damaged stuff. And yeah, since I've, whenever I first got hurt, she totally quit her job to take care of me. So now that I'm, reselling, I've been trying to really push it, and she's been able to go back to work, but only part-time. Excuse me, only part-time now. So, that's, I guess, we're not making enough for her to totally quit, but she has been able to go and just work part-time now. So it's been really nice.
Yeah, but I talked to you though. You said that your cost of living expenses is pretty low for you. So I assume that when you guys are working, you guys work to pay off your car loan or student loans or credit card bills. So that way you can have a very low cost of living. So where you're like, hey, if I have a slow day in sales, I can still cover and pay all my bills, right?
Yeah, we try to, I guess, we're not loaded, but we try to pay just cash for everything we can. Just try to keep the debt low, just the debt and the stress low, because I mean, being a full-time reseller and stuff, you have the stress of like your business, but then, the financial side, you're sitting there waiting for stuff to sell or just continuously working throughout the day. But I, I don't know. It's, sorry. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I need a drink. I had like a cough coming up. What was the question again? I'd answered
We were
about half.
talking about you being a full-time reseller and how you were able to keep your bills low, so you
Yeah.
have low cost of living. Because it's
Mhm.
like now you don't have to trade your time for money anymore. You're trading items that you're selling on eBay for money. But if your cost of living is low enough, you have more free time. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. We just, we just don't buy like flashy things. We own the condo that we live in. So, we both own our cars, and they're not nice cars, but they get us to point A to point B, have a roof over our head. It's just been really nice. Like I do plan on, I guess, picking up here in the very near future. I mean, this is going to be my first like holiday season as a full-time reseller. So, I might need to pick some things up, but we've just been, you know, try to work a little more, make some more money. But we've just been enjoying our time just off with each other for now. So, we're planning on a house, but nothing soon. So we're happy where we
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, one thing about being a reseller is it's nice when you can go to bed whenever you want to. You can wake up whenever you want to. I don't have to set an alarm clock to say I have to get up at 8 and be at work at 9. Fight through rush hour traffic an hour there and fight through traffic an hour back. So I want to ask you a question, Mike. How you and your wife, you guys both have two separate eBay stores, or you guys just have one?
Oh, we just have one. She doesn't even really like she doesn't list anything. She's just more of like the sourcer, I guess,
Yeah.
for us. She'll, if she's out or if she like passes a Goodwill on the way home from work, or if she's passing the Goodwill bins or something, she'll come home with, an IKEA bag full of shoes or just plush toys and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just I do all the listing, all the shipping, all the customer service stuff. I just
Yeah.
appreciate her help. So I don't want to
Yeah.
drop any like stressful stuff on her. I just, appreciate that she's helping with sourcing.
Yeah. And so how many items do you currently have listed right now on your eBay store, to say?
595.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm still building up. You know, I'd say I maybe had like 200 whenever I went full time. It wasn't planned out at all. It was stressful for a couple weeks, but I
Right.
made it work. Just been slowly stockpiling the listings. I want to make sure, I'm getting stuff listed, but quality inventory as well.
Yeah, okay, cool. I wanted to give a shout out to Frugal Monster eBay is here, and I wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Kelly Reseller Louise. I think he's at, what was it again? He's at 951, so he's close to 1,000. So if you guys go support my buddy Kelly Reseller Louise, help him hit 1K subscribers, I would appreciate it. I wanted to give a shout out to Flip the World is here. The Flippin' Sports guy is here, and Kevin says, "Man, knew that's a number 8 ASAP." I think he's talking about Kelly Reseller Louise's number. If you guys have questions for our guests, go ahead and drop it in the chat. So, and I wanted to say hello to TacticalZ is here. Hello. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat. So, Mike, what is your strategy on eBay? I know you mentioned earlier that you sell a lot of shoes.
Mhm.
When you're at the thrift stores or yard sale or estate sales, what items is it specifically that you are looking for to resell?
Shoes and toys. That's what I go to first. I recently I've been kind of making a little detour for like the media section. I know there's some valuable VHS tapes now, especially. So I just, go and try to test my luck, but it's pretty much just I go in, look at all the shoes. I'll do like as I'm my Goodwills kind of have it like the shoes are above the clothing. So I'll look for
Yeah.
like vintage t-shirts and stuff, I guess, while I'm looking for the shoes, but it's pretty much just like tunnel vision on the shoes. And then I'll go to the toy section, look at like board games and action figures and stuff like that. I really like the like bundle like grab bags from Goodwill. Just learning different stuff. You get a bag with like 8, 10 different action figures, maybe a car and like a dinosaur in there, and you get to learn all the different brands, what sells, what doesn't. So I just I try to stick to with like, now if you look at my eBay store, I have a ton of stuff, like different stuff in there, because whenever I was part-time, I was just kind of going to the thrift store and looking for anything that would make me $1. So, I've got some old like inventory on there, but now it's pretty much just, yeah, I list shoes and toys, just stuff that's easy to store, easy to ship, won't break, little to no questions, it's all there, like right on the toy, right on the shoe. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, if you're out somewhere at the thrift store or something, and you guys come across some VHS tapes that are new, filled in the shrink wrap, and you can pick them up for a quarter, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, you should pick them up. I was at a thrift store the other day, and I picked up brand new sealed VHS tapes for literally a quarter a piece.
Mhm.
They have this thrift store I go to, and you can fill a bag for $1 of VHS tape. So, I mean, when you get stuff like that they haven't made in 25, 30 years, and you can get it for a quarter, and it's new in the shrink wrap, and they're not making it anymore, the stuff's selling like hotcakes right now. So if you're out somewhere and you see them, just grab them. It's a quarter. It's 50 cents. Like, you won't regret it. The stuff's selling like hotcakes. We had a guest on a couple months ago, and she picked up a VHS tape for 50 cents, sold it the next day for $800. So if you're out there and you're in the wild and you come across them, I would go by and pick them up, or you can just scan the barcode and you can see what they're selling for. So, Mike, talk to us a little bit about when you're looking at shoes, you're looking at toys. Is there any particular name brands that we need to be on the lookout for, and how much you typically pay for a pair of used shoes, and how much you usually sell them for?
I try to keep the buy cost really low. Of course, there's some brands that everyone knows. Yeah, I'll go, in my eyes, gravitate towards like the Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Under Armour, stuff like that, like everyday brands. But
Yeah.
I've had so much success selling the brand Keen of shoes, the brand Crocs, BOC, Born Concept, the Skechers, just every day. Like, I find the more convenient, the better. If you find a pair of like slip-on shoes, that's not always, but a pair of like slip-on, convenient to put on shoes and a good brand, no matter what it is, Nike, Adidas, Crocs, whatever, it's a guaranteed like $20 plus shipping, or at least like that's what I try to keep the buy cost around like $5 to $7.
Yeah.
My two main shoe shopping thrift stores. I have a little like church run thrift store that's like right down the road, and they have shoes for between $2.99 to $4.99. So there's not a whole lot of guessing there. The buy cost is so low. But Goodwill has all the shoes listed at like $7, $6.99 a pair. So I keep the buy cost really low, and just like to sell $20-$25 shoes all day long. If I can sell 2-3 pairs of shoes, $25 each a day, that's kind of the goal. And then I have some other sales like sprinkled in there, but the goal is to try to move as many shoes as possible, because I want to keep buying more,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
the cost is so low. I hear a lot of people talking on TikTok saying that like like resellers are the problem, like that's why Goodwill prices are going up, and I haven't seen it, but it might happen. I don't know. I'm not going to call them a
Guys,
lot.
they
We
they
all live.
they 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 know that resellers make money. There was an article that just came out 2 days ago, and the article said something like, how power sellers are making 100 grand a year from apps on their phone. Like, that was like the title of the article, and it was all about people reselling on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari, and it was a whole huge article. So it's not people on YouTube or TikTok that's ruining it for everybody. It's just people know when you buy an item for a quarter and you sell it for $20, there's profit in there. Like, people know. It's like, it's not us ruining it for everybody. So let me give a shout out here to the Philly Flipper is here in the house. I wanted to give a shout out to TacticalZ. My buddy is here, American Arbitrage. If you guys haven't seen him, check him out. And Kelly Reseller Louise is here. And since you were talking about TikTok, we have a question from the chat from Flip the World. He says, have you started getting paid on TikTok yet? If not, and why? Get that bag of money.
No, I don't. I try to steer clear of all like like the creator fund and like all the sponsorships and stuff. I really want to be like really giving out free free content. Like, I don't want anyone to have to pay for it. I just enjoy what I do, appreciate the support, and I just, do it all for free. Like, uh, I mean, I could have, you need like, I forget what it is, like 10,000 followers or something on TikTok to start getting paid. So I've been eligible for a good long while, but I just don't, I have no interest.
All right. So we got a question from Kevin is here in the chat. He says, do you sell on Amazon? If you do, when did you start? And if you don't, why not? So he wants to know if you sell on Amazon.
I just sell on eBay. That's where I started, and everything's going good so far. I'm kind of like if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of person, I guess. I just want to, if sales just came to like a screeching halt on eBay, I would reach out to, other sources of income. But as of right now, it's been good on eBay. I have, the only other platform I think I've ever listed something on was Mercari, I think. And I took it the same day. I just have no interest. eBay has been really good. If you post good items consistently, you should have no problem just selling on like one platform. But everyone has different goals. Like I said, I'm just trying to, do what I have to do, get by now, and just enjoy every day now that I'm self-employed.
Right. Well, I mean, you don't want to make the boss angry, right? Since you're self-employed. So that was a joke. So Mike, when you buy these shoes, do you have a lot of them that you have to come home and clean them and all that, or a lot of the shoes already ready to go, or what?
For the most part, they're pretty filthy coming home. Dog hair on the insoles, pretty much like exactly what you would expect if you like saw a pair of your shoes that kind of got like just pushed aside for like a year or 2 years. Some of them are nice, some of them are, don't require much cleaning. But I have a little setup in my bathroom, just like 3 different brushes, a little like Dollar Tree magic eraser, and just water from the sink, and that's it. So, I enjoy that process, the process of like bringing home a dirty shoe and, turning it into something that looks, presentable for a picture and someone wants to buy. I don't know why I'm coughing so much, but that's just my, I really enjoy that. I enjoy cleaning the shoes. So.
All right. We got a question from Kevin Vasquez Reyes. He says, now I'm coughing.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. I'm sorry, guys. He started coughing and it made me cough. Anyway, so we have a question from Kevin. He says, what is your biggest flip in terms of profit? So do you have like a big, large flip story that you could tell us?
So I bought a baseball bat at Goodwill, and it was marked up at $8, but I got to the cash register and they said, we just changed all of our sporting goods to $3.99 each. So pretty much I got it for, 50% off, half price, and took it home. And, it was like a $90 to $110 bat. And I'm like really excited, like $4 for a $110 bat possibly. And I looked up the model number. It had like a real little model number, and just one letter on that model number made that bat be worth, how much did I sell it for? $369.99 I sold it for, plus shipping, like within 2 hours. So $4 to $370. So that's been my biggest flip. Like I found with like dealing with shoes, you're not going to get a ton of big flips, but a lot of consistent, easy to package, easy to, deal with items. So, but that's been that's pretty big, I guess. But
so we have a question or comment from TacticalZ is here. It says, I'm thinking about quitting my day job to start reselling full time. Scared to make the leap. Well, hey man, just me personally, if you have an option, you can still keep your full time job and do reselling on the side. Usually 9 times out of 10, that's going to work best for most people, just because, you have a guaranteed paycheck coming in every week. So you're not worried about like, oh man, I have to pay the light bill this month, or, I have to go pay the rent, or I need to buy groceries or put gas in my car. So, I mean, you have to pay the bills. And on eBay or reselling, you're only getting paid on commission. So, you know, if you have a job where you're dependent only on commission, just like yesterday, for example, I went to Walmart, I picked up some stuff, retail arbitrage, and I picked up some video games and stuff at Walmart clearance. I go home, I scan them in, and I start to list them, and then I get a message from eBay, and it says error. Our system is currently down. So even though I didn't do nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong on my end, but because the website went down, I couldn't list anything. I couldn't do nothing. The whole system was down for hours. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend to anybody, if you have a good job and you're making 40, 50, 60,000 a year and you have it, it's not like, you know, you're not stressed out. It's not a job where it's physical demanding and you have a guaranteed check coming in every week. I personally would keep that job and do reselling on the side. Use that money you're making from reselling and pay off any debts that you have. So if you have, you know, student loans or credit card debt or car payment, take that extra cash flow, pay off your debts. And then later down the road, when you're ready to become a full-time reseller, you'll be ready. But right now, with the current climate, the way the world is going and the way things are going right now, where you could just show up and say, we're sorry, our systems is currently down right now. Have a good day. And, you know, I was on the phone with customer service and I was like, well, when is it going to get back up? We were like, we don't know, sir. It's down worldwide. So I'm not trying to rain on your parade. It's just the way the world is going. I personally wouldn't do it, but Mike made the jump and he's survived and he's made it a full-time income. So I'll let Mike talk a little bit more about the subject than me. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. Like if I was physically able to, I would still at least have like, I guess, a part-time job, because it just, I'm not going to say that going full-time sucks the fun out of it, but like, you know, you have scary days, you know, you can't make stuff sell. You can post good stuff over and over again, but it definitely adds like a scary element to reselling, I guess, which, you know, it was totally new for me being my own boss, I guess, you know? So, I would say like, if you really want to do it, start taking the steps to do it. Don't just jump right in and say, you know, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'd say, you know, like you were saying, pay off debt, get everything taken care of that you need to, and then maybe make that switch. But yeah, like I said, I hate to give anyone advice because, you know, we all have different selling strategies, different like overhead costs of living, you know, so it's different for everyone. But I'd say definitely get the debt paid off, because it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole whenever you're constantly putting more money into inventory.
Yeah,
And
I was going to say the one thing that you don't think about when you're reselling part-time as opposed to full-time is, let's say you made $8,000 this month. I'm just throwing a number out there. And then you have to subtract your cost of goods, your shipping costs, your eBay, PayPal fees, and then you're left with this much money. Now, out of that, you have to take a good portion of that money and reinvest it to buy merchandise for the following month. So you have to constantly have money that you're spending to reinvest to buy more merchandise the following month. And when you have a full-time job, you're not really thinking about it so much because you know you have that check coming in every week on Friday. So I'm not saying it can't be done. There's a guy right here, American Arbitrage, says he's been full-time for almost the last decade. So there's plenty of people that can do it, but I just don't want you to get into a bind, because there are things that just happen just out of the blue and you just have extra expenses that you didn't plan on. My girlfriend just last week, her father had a heart attack. So out of the clear blue, you know, there wasn't nothing that was planned. She was like, I have to leave Florida and go to Wisconsin to go visit my father that's sick in the hospital. So now there's these extra bills that you didn't plan on. You're having to pay a round trip ticket flight to Wisconsin and back, and extra gas and groceries and all these extra travel expenses, just because stuff will happen. You'll have a death in the family. You'll have a flat tire. You'll have a day where your transmission or your engine blows up in your car. So if you have an emergency fund set aside, that would be important as well. So I want to give a shout out here to Moki Pokey is here in the chat. Flip the World is here. I wanted to say hey to Kelly Reseller Louise, says people start reselling and thinking they're going to make a killing right from the start, but every day is different. You'll have a good day and bad days. Well, that's just called life. You know, everybody has good days and bad days, you know? So let's see. It says, how are they going to react? Anyways, so talk to me, Mike. So you're a full-time reseller now. What is your like strategy when you're out sourcing? Do you go sourcing every single day? You go sourcing like 3-4 days a week? Do you have a route of certain thrift stores and places that you hit every week? Do you do yard sales? What's your strategy as far as that goes?
I try to get all of my sourcing done on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Those are the days my girlfriend's off. So we have, 4 eyes, 4 hands going into the thrift store. I try to, do all the fun stuff, I guess, with her. And then while she's gone, I'll just kind of sit down and get to work, I guess, like actually, listing, shipping, cleaning, doing all the boring stuff that, she really doesn't help out with. I just try to, uh, just keep it the same every week because I found like the schedule, being a full-time reseller, making a schedule is like the most important part because you'll find yourself, I found myself personally, whenever I first started, I would go out and I'd be spending, $100 at this thrift store, going to the next one, spending 80, going to the next one, spending 200. And that just got really, it got hard really quick. Like I couldn't keep up because I was spending a lot faster than I was making. And at the same time, bringing in all that extra inventory, I was working a lot more and I would, wake up, as you were saying earlier about the sleep schedule. I'm still trying to get that. I'll sometimes, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, do 10 listings, sleep until 9 or 10 in the morning, get up, do a few more listings, go sourcing. It's just like it was really hard whenever I didn't have like a set schedule. So not only for like sourcing days and listing days, but it's really important to like manage your time throughout the day, so you don't find yourself up at 2 a.m. working or working 15 hours throughout the whole entire day. So I kind of, got that schedule, like my day-to-day schedule, like each hour of each day. I kind of got that like that one's more set in stone than like my sourcing schedule.
Yeah.
Because some my girlfriend won't feel like it. Some days I won't feel like it on days where she's home. So, that's kind of it's we have set days for stuff, but it's not like set in stone. But what I do have like 100% is like what I'm going to do each day, hour by
Yeah.
hour. So
So, Mike, I got to put you on the spot here a little bit. What is your favorite thing that you love the most about reselling? And what is the thing that you hate doing the least? Like you like doing the least, where you're like, man, I can't believe I have to get up and, pull orders or do shipping. Like, what is the stuff that you love the most? And what's the stuff you're like, I'll do it, but I don't like it.
I like cleaning shoes that I bring home from the thrift store. There's no like negative consequences of it. The shoes that I'm cleaning, they go from being dirty to being clean. It's always like a good result every time, no matter if they come out spotless or they're still a little dirty. It's always a good result leaving the cleaning station I have set up. I would say what I hate the most would be shipping. I have no clue why. I hate it so much. Like I try to ship Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I wouldn't say that I dread those days. It's very nice, but there's something, it's tough getting the money. Like you see the money and then you have to go ship and you're using that money for packing supplies. You see the money getting minused out of your eBay for the shipping cost of each item. So I would say I hate shipping the most.
Yeah, I think my least favorite thing is probably just pulling orders. I don't mind listing. I don't mind sourcing. I don't mind shipping. I don't mind none of that stuff. The one thing that I just don't like is pulling orders because all my inventory is outside in the shed. And out here in Florida, it can be upward over 100 degrees, high humidity, and you're outside. And, you can be out there for 10 minutes and you're just covered in sweat just outside pulling orders. But I don't really have room for it in my house. So it's all my merchandise is outside in the shed. So, but I mean, it's life. I'd rather do that as opposed to be, there's people out there that are, repairing roads, digging ditches, tarring roofs. So it's like, in that aspect, it's kind of like, you got a good life. It could be worse. So,
Exactly.
Mike, who is your top 3 favorite YouTubers that you like to watch when you have free time? It could be reselling or other. We just want to know like what you like to do, what you like to watch in your free time.
Harry Tornado, Cincinnati Picker, Commonwealth Picker.
Okay, well, you didn't have to think about that too long. Those are all good choices.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah.
They all got me through a lot and taught me a lot while I was recovering from my surgery. So I'll always, appreciate those guys a little extra, putting out consistent quality content, something to
Yeah.
look forward to when I couldn't even leave the couch for 8 weeks. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're my top three.
Yeah, I've had Harry Tornado one in the past. I've reached out to Kevin. He's been busy, when he was working his full-time job as a teacher and then shoot YouTube videos and reselling. So I haven't been
Yeah.
able to get him on, but I have talked to Cincinnati Thicker. He may be on in the next week or so. So those are all good choices. So, Mike, what would be your top 3 tips or piece of advice to help somebody out with their reselling business? Because this is your full-time gig. So if there's other people that maybe would like to go full-time in the future, or maybe just make extra money doing it part-time on the side, what would be your three top tips to help them out?
Set a schedule for yourself. I'd say if you're going full-time, pick an area of like expertise, I guess you could say, like how I do shoes. Pick something that it's going to be at the thrift store every time you go, or at one of the thrift stores you go to, like every single time. And for me, that's always been just shoes. And then so schedule. And then I'd say just like it's kind of a broad, but just enjoy every part of like the process of it. Like you're getting paid to do what you wanted to do. Like you went part-time or you went full-time, whether that's out of necessity, or if it's just something you've been wanting to do. I'd say just enjoy every part of it, from the sourcing to the cleaning to the listing to the shipping. Just try to, I guess, fall in love with every part of every sale. It really really makes you appreciate what's going out, because it's so easy to send out like a $6 keychain or something and be like, just put it in a bubble mailer and then be all excited about, oh, I sold these shoes for $200. Just I try to treat every sale the same. Easier said than done, but that's what I try to do. That's what I strive for.
So, Mike, I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to talk to you again, but what would be like your goals that you have in the future, or the next 3, 4, or 5 years from now? What is it that you would like to do? Are you gonna kind of grow and scale your reselling business? Like, would you like to have 1,000 items listed? Like, what is it that you would like to do in the next 3, 4, 5 years from now?
I'd like to be able to. I'd like a house in like 5 years. I'd like me and my girlfriend to have a house, but that's a pretty big goal. Trying to think like smaller scale goals. I guess just keep growing my business. Just don't. I never want to try to like grow so much in like a day. Just kind of like I'm never the kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm going to list 100 items today and I'm going to grow my eBay store. I'm just kind of like, just keep working consistently. Try to keep up what I'm doing. Maybe add, make a little more money down the road. But it's hard to say, because I'm just really just enjoying my time so much now. It's really hard to, because I never thought I'd be here like as a full-time reseller. Like if you would have told me in the beginning of the year, I would have been like, no, I don't think so. I've always kind of took the safe route. So I guess just keep growing slowly day by day for the next however long, I do this. So that's my goal. Buy a house, and yeah.
You can do it. Flip the World says he's going to move to Texas and clean and photo shoes for me. So
We've
he
already
wants to put
talked
you to
about
work.
that.
Yeah, you can go move down to Texas and work with him. So, anyways, Mike, we appreciate you coming on today and hanging out with us, man. You tell everybody where they can go by and check you out on YouTube and Instagram.
I'm Jiggly Thrift everywhere. My eBay name's different. It's Pokemans and that. It was just for like Pokemon stuff and just random toys that I had whenever I first started. I never really made the switch or made a second store, so I just kind of put that with all my other links. But I'm Jiggly Thrift everywhere else: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and yeah.
Yep. So I have all his links down below. You guys want to go follow him on YouTube and Instagram, and I think on Instagram, he also has a link where you can follow him on TikTok. So we appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us, Mike. Do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom or anything like that you can leave with their audience?
I don't know about words of wisdom. I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity. I don't, like I said in the beginning of the year, I really look up to everyone in the community. That's everyone's helped me, whether that's, like long-term help or business help or, just someone to talk to. I just kind of like surreal, like getting to, get to do all this and talk about, I never thought I'd be able to, get on YouTube and talk about my job. I just always thought I'd be working a 9 to 5 and then just pretending like that work life didn't exist. Whenever I got home, I never thought that, my job would be like such a big part of who I am. So I'm just very like thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah, we have a whole community of people here, resellers that all support each other, like Cali Reseller Louise and Kevin Vasquez Reyes and Flip the World and American Arbitrage. So, if you guys have questions for our guests or want to stop by and say hi, go by and check them out. All the links are going to be down below. If you guys want to come by and hang out tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, I have Adam is going to be on from Millennial Profit, and he's a full-time reseller, and I think last year he did like over $100,000 in profit. So if you want to come by and pick his brain, ask him questions, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Till then, you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Go by and follow our guests. All the links are going to be down below. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.